Ezekiel chapter 34. Today and the next 3 days is the last days of not only Ezekiel, but also just the Old Testament in general. We'll be going into Paul's second letter to the Thessalonians next week. The first letter was so good that he wrote a second one. Okay, so we'll look at that next week. Here's the last chapters of Ezekiel. Here's the setting. Here's where we moved. So we began in Ezekiel with the southern kingdom being harassed. We had the first wave of exiles, but the temple and the city is still there. Now, in these last chapters, things took a very drastic change. All the people are exiled now. And a survivor goes to Babylon, where Ezekiel is. He was part of the first exiles. Go to him and inform him that the temple is destroyed. Jerusalem is gone. The very center of their economic, political, spiritual, cultural life is no more. That's the framing for these last chapters, these next 4 days. Everything is gone. They have nothing left. And so today and the next 3 days, we get to end the prophets, messages of consolation and messages of hope. You remember the last 3-4 weeks, it's all been, you guys are sinners and you're going to pay for it, that type of mentality. Even yesterday's first reading, against the nation of Tyre. Ezekiel was prophesying against them, but now it's hope. And we're going to see in these next 4 readings, we're going to see, if we put on our New Testament glasses and look at the text, we're going to see through those New Testament lens, we're going to see the figure of Jesus Christ in each of these readings. So put on those New Testament texts, those glasses, the next 3 days. Today, if you look at it, this reading through the New Testament lens, what do we see? The person of Jesus Christ is what? The Good Shepherd, right? The Good Shepherd. Because this reading begins, again, with some words of judgment, some words of, the shepherds of Israel, they have let the people down. The sheep have gone astray. They've been exiled because the shepherds have lost the heart of the true shepherd. So what does God say at the end? What's the promise? What's the consolation? God says, you know what? I'm going to do it myself. I will now shepherd. And so then fast forward to the New Testament, Jesus in John chapter 10, what does he say? He says, I am. The name that God gives himself to Moses in Exodus, I am the Good Shepherd. One of the 7 I am titles that Jesus gives himself in the Gospel of John. I am divine. And then how? The Good Shepherd, fulfilling Ezekiel chapter 34. I am the Good Shepherd. Now, here's the important part here. How does the Good Shepherd live? And Jesus differentiates himself from everyone else. Every prophet, every religious, charismatic figure, Jesus says, I am the Good Shepherd. And so what do? I don't just shepherd my sheep. I don't just feed them, but I lay down my life for them. Look at all the people we look up to. How many of the people we look up to? How many of the people, that people idolize today? How many of them will literally lay down for them? How many people will lay down for their fans? How many politicians will lay down their lives for the people that they represent? But this one does. But not only that, we're called to follow the Good Shepherd. And so the Good Shepherd, where does he go? The Good Shepherd sometimes goes to dangerous places. The Good Shepherd sometimes goes to places we do not want to go. And we find ourselves in life in those types of places, in those situations, in those sufferings. But we have to know and understand that the Good Shepherd is leading us. The Good Shepherd is right there in those moments of trials and suffering. Because the Good Shepherd lays down his life. The Good Shepherd doesn't lord it over him. Unlike these figures in Ezekiel's reading, the Good Shepherd doesn't lord it over them. No, the Good Shepherd goes first. He enters into the sufferings first. And he asks us to follow along with him. Tomorrow, we're going to look at another image of, again, the person of Jesus Christ in this book of Ezekiel. But just today to know that we do have direction, we have a God, we have a mission in life, and that is to follow the Good Shepherd where he wants to lead us first. May God bless you.